Hey YouTube, today in the shop we have a 2022 Hyundai Tucson. This is a all-wheel drive model with the 2.5 liter. Anyway, it's here for its first oil change. So we'll go ahead and get started here. So the first order of business is to get the vehicle up high enough that you can fit underneath it. Get some good lighting here. And what we need to do is remove this panel as well as this one here. So you'll need some sort of pry tool, like a panel clip remover like this, and a 10mm wrench. So this forward one here for the oil filter just uses the push clips, and this one uses both push clips and the 10mm. So I'll go ahead and get that removed for you. The way these plastic fasteners work is you've got to get your pry tool on the head of the push fastener clip thing, whatever you want to call it. Pry up on it to pop it out, and once that's popped out, it allows these prongs to suck back in, and you can pull it out through the hole at that point. So we went ahead and removed the two access panels. So this one here, the forward one, is where the oil filter housing is. You can see my finger pointing at it. This is the housing. There is a drain on the housing which takes an 8mm Allen. And the engine drain plug is accessed through the rear panel, and that's a 17mm for the drain plug. Couple things I should mention, tech tips, I guess. Before you drain the oil, make sure you loosen the oil fill cap on the engine. And these engines hold quite a bit of oil, so make sure your oil pan has a pretty good capacity there. You might overflow it otherwise. So one thing to note with these drain plugs is that these have a crush washer that needs to be replaced every time you change the oil or anytime that you pull this drain plug off. So we want to just make sure we get it off here. You can use some pliers or something like that and just break it free and it'll come off. So we'll clean the oil plug and put another crush washer, which comes with the factory Hyundai Kia oil filter kit. All right, so this is the oil filter service kit that we're using today. I highly recommend using the Hyundai or Kia genuine kit here. Anyway, so that's the part number. Open it up. It comes with a new filter housing drain plug. There is a service bulletin here so that if this is not in the box, make sure you check the filter and make sure it's not stuck in the filter. Catastrophic engine failure can happen if that plug is stuck in here before you put it back in the engine. So it comes with a new filter, comes with the oil filter canister housing gasket, as well as a new crush washer for the engine oil drain pan. So we'll go ahead and put this new crush washer onto the drain plug and put that drain plug back on the engine and tighten it to factory spec. So we've got the filter housing drained. I just temporarily put the plug back in. So now it's time to get the rest of this oil canister out here. And that takes a 27mm socket. So we just unscrew that from the engine block, and the filter and everything else will come out with it. Yeah, the oil canister housing cap off. The oil filter just snaps into it. So we'll take that out, put that in the bucket. There is an O-ring that needs to come out. So there's a little tab there that you can see here at 6 o'clock. Just get some pliers or something and pull on the O-ring, and it should just come out like that. So we'll clean this housing up, get all the old gunky oil out of it, and then we'll put the new O-ring and filter back on. So we got the filter housing cleaned out here. We got the new O-ring. Install the O-ring in the groove here with the tab up so that you can pull it out next time. And just go around like so, just to make sure it's fully seated in its groove. You take the new oil filter, doesn't matter, it's indifferent to what side you put it in. Set it on top there and push until it snaps in there. And now we can go back under the vehicle and reinstall this. So we've wiped down the housing here, just make sure it's clean. I'm gonna screw the filter back into the housing here, and we'll tighten it to 18 to 22 foot-pounds or 25 Newton meters, 25 to 30 Newton meters of the spec. So just make sure you hand thread this on here so that you're not cross-threading anything. We'll put the 27 millimeter socket back on here, tighten that to spec. And the drain plug here for the filter housing, that gets tightened down to 39 inch-pounds or 4 to 5 Newton meters. Make sure you put a little bit of oil on that O-ring there before you tighten it down. So we got that torqued to spec. One thing I will mention is this drain plug on the end of the filter housing, that always needs to get replaced. That's why the factory oil filter kit comes with one. Again, make sure you tighten that to factory spec and do not overdo it. Everything's just plastic here. So we've got both access panels put back underneath here. I could not find the 10 millimeter, the torque spec for these two 10 millimeter bolts here. It only holds a plastic panel on, so just snug it up by hand. You don't want to go much further than that. Something that'll get removed regularly anyway. And like I said, it only just holds this plastic paneling up. Okay, so we went ahead and put some synthetic 0W20 oil in it. As of right now, we've got 5.5 quarts in, and that's what brought it up to the full mark on the dipstick. We'll go ahead and start the engine up and let it run for 30 seconds or so, just to let the oil circulate. We'll shut the engine off, let it rest for a few minutes. We'll double check the oil level. If it needs to have some more oil put in it, we will do that at that point in time. And that's pretty much it for changing the oil on one of these things. So last order of business is to reset the service indicator. We've got the ignition on. You can also do this with the engine running. Anyway, we'll go here to the menu. We'll push the menu button until we get to a menu here that says user settings. So we'll scroll up or down until we get to convenience. And then, so we scroll up and down with that, push down to get okay. And then from here, we can scroll down to service interval, hit okay. And as you can see here, it's enabled, so this thing will tell you when it's due for an oil change. And we'll scroll down to reset and hit OK. And we'll go ahead and reset that. So now we're reset here. As you can see, it says 7,500 miles or 365 days, which is back out of it. Using the menu button, and we're back to where we should be. Anyway, I hope this video helps. If you like videos like this, please click the like button. And if you haven't already, subscribe so you can see more content like this. Have a great day. Thanks.